before our county and understand the power and authority that we have as citizens, as grassroots. And so the past 3-4 years has been quite an education for most of us to be able to understand what has happened to us and why. We didn't get here by accident. We didn't get here on a water slide. It was intentional and it was set up on purpose. I can remember in 1998 when I came back to visit my mom and she had a mail-in ballot up by her phone. I said, "Mom, what is this?" And she says, "Oh, I get to mail in my vote now." And I said, "Why would you do that? We have to go with the curtain, you know, in the booth like we always do." And she goes, "Oh, no, we get to mail them now." Even then, before I even understood the chain of custody required to protect our vote, one day, one vote election, I knew that something was wrong, but I didn't understand why. Until 2020, and now with the benefit of all the flood of information that has come to us, we cannot unknow what we already know now. And we're not going to change. There's been hundreds and even thousands of hours of information that has been gathered all over our nation, 3,000 plus counties. We're all in the same position. And what it's going to require is not the state to take care of this for us, because they have proven to betray us time and time again. That's why I mentioned that it's up to us to have the 5 smooth stones, just as David did, and come up against this uncircumcised Philistine, which is our state. I'm not talking about anyone in our county. People tell me all the time I'm circumcised, that they're circumcised. I'm like, I don't want to hear that from you. So anyways, we can stay focused, understand that our true enemy is our government. And because we know this, because 58 counties have sheriffs, and they have all declared in the last 5 years, not one time has this Governor Gavin Newsom met with them. Yes?
Can you please address the commission?
Oh, yes, of course. Not one time has the Governor Gavin Newsom met with any of the sheriffs. They used to meet every other month to discuss what is happening county by county, and that has not happened. And so because of that, the governor has released prisoners without consenting with any of the sheriffs, and the mess that has come because of those choices of not meeting. So with that, we know that the sheriff, our sheriff, has the authority to be able to investigate the crimes in our county, and that's all we're encouraging him to do. In April 2022, we brought him down to a constitutional convention for sheriffs to educate him to understand his authority to protect us in our county. And so with that, we have submitted declarations, almost 400 of them, from the citizens of Shasta County. Oh, it still shows up at 20 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right, thanks. So with that, we have submitted to our sheriff, and we have an investigation ongoing of all the information that is so valuable to declare there's a problem here with our elections. There's either fraud or they're illegal ballots, and we are determining all that. We're going to unravel this can of ball of worms, can of snakes, and we're going to see truly what's happened. So we thank you for your part in this. You guys are so valuable in what you're doing. We want the investigation to continue and to be completely thorough. Thank you.
I was getting distracted over here because she was specifically talking about election. The sheriff and affidavits they have put in related to elections.
Jurisdiction?
So I'm not sure. Yeah, election.
Jurisdiction?
Yes. Okay, moving on.
Hi, how are you today, board members or commission members? I'm new to the commissions and things, been around the boards. My name is Erskine Russell. I'm the president of Patriot Force California. And I've been just a citizen that has been working up and down the state for the past couple of years trying to understand the complexities of our election systems, and they're complex. There's nothing simple about them. We have a system called VoteCal, okay? That's not a conspiracy theory. Go look it up. VoteCal, that's the software solution that connects your voter rolls in the county to the state voter rolls, okay? You need to understand that because there's a lot of things that happen at the state level. National change of address that comes in from the post office that's processed by the EDD for some reason is now updating your records at the county level with inactive voters that then your county has an obligation to go and follow up and do something with. It's all happening to the county. It's not the county happening and actually controlling it going outward. There's a company called DFM and Associates in Irvine, California. You can look them up online. They have a solution called EIMS. And that seems to be the software program that this VoteCal system is using for your county and 46 other counties across California to provide this connection. However you guys are communicating, there's some sort of a connection there between the counties. We have a DMV program that automatically registers people to vote unless you opt out of it. That was passed in 2015 by Governor Brown. What does that mean? It means that if you're not aware of it, that you're actually being automatically registered without your knowledge or approval. We also give driver's licenses and IDs to non-citizens. Does that mean they're all being registered to vote? No. But it's the system that's there that's so complex and so much for everyone to look at constantly because it's happening to the county. It's not the county managing it and then it going out to the state. It's this complete interactivity. And how long has this been going on for? For less than 10 years. For 200-something years, the counties registered and managed all of your voting activity. And in 2016, the VoteCal Act was passed, and most of the counties immediately joined, and within about 12 to 18 months, all the counties joined, and that's how it's all centrally controlled right now. We have 9 organizations that can add voter rolls, and can they change voter rolls? Again, these complexities of a high-tech cybersecurity data management system. That is not what our elected officials are trained for. They have to use every outside resource to understand those complexities. That's the reason why the people, using common sense, want to have local controlled elections where they know their neighbor that they're going to vote, and they know the neighbors that are coming in, and it's counted, and the election night's over, and CNN can talk about something else. Thank you so much.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for coming and sharing with us. The second is that I would strongly encourage you to go to either our Registrar of Voters office or to any other Registrar of Voters office in California. At our last meeting, we learned that it is not a state-controlled system. It is a cooperative system between the counties and the state. We have here in our county, we learned at the last meeting, 2.5 FTEs who spend their time going through the voter rolls. All that was intended by the legislation in 2015 was to provide more data sources to help our local counties. So.
And have you ever looked at the voter rolls?
I have.
And so you think that 2.5 employees, full-time employees, can manage the daily activities and changes that are constantly affecting your voter rolls, from the DMV, from national change of address, from death records, from county records? You believe that 2.5 full-time employees can actually manage that?
Why could they not?
If I could talk our Board of Supervisors into providing more staff for our elections department, I would do it in a heartbeat.
We don't want more staff. We want simplified elections that are locally controlled and now volunteers. It's cheaper.
What you want is to win every election.
Out of jurisdiction! Out of jurisdiction!
You want more costs.
You just want to win every election.
Out of jurisdiction.
You just want to win every election. That's the truth.
Thank you so much for asking the questions, though.
What was that? Huh? What was that? Yeah, flip off the camera there, Patty. That's adorable.
Yes, hello, board.
Very Christian of you, Patty.
Dr. Hobbs, candidate for supervisor. District
Brown Act.
Electioneering.
We are not a free people if we do not know that our vote was counted accurately. Every time a fraudulent vote is created and counted, a voter is disenfranchised. The success of our great constitutional republic depends on our ability to self-govern and have representatives elected by we the people.
Blah, 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 dude.
I have been told firsthand by the ROV's office that I was not allowed to challenge any ballots unless I took them to court.
Yep.
This is not true. It is our job as citizens to challenge ballots. The board must instruct the ROV to preserve records. We have a deadline coming up in April. The election records from the primary of June of 2022 is about to be destroyed. We need to preserve those records because there was fraud in that election. I witnessed it firsthand. I analyzed the CVR data.
Liar.
Jeffrey O'Donnell also analyzed the CVR data. Cassie Allen presided over her own election. This is all available to you, and I presented it to this board. It's also on my website, which is votelaurahobbs.com. You can also go to Shasta,
Yeah, Brown Act.
Shasta Citizen Election News and see it there. So
She's not allowed to campaign for herself in here. It's not. It's not allowed. She's not allowed to campaign for herself during public comment. Look it up. No one. I'm not a candidate. What was that? Say it again.
I love your camera, buddy.
You sure do. Yeah, engage with me. Remember what happened last time?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Well, there's that government code section that does direct a local officer to not allow.
You remember.
And so, Madam Chair, the issue would
Citizen, not a public employee. So,
That's right.
right.
be the public officer to direct it.
That would be you.
That would be.
Okay. Do you have the exact reference of that code? I mean, code.
Yes,
on the board's website.
I can pull it up and I can provide that.
Okay. So it says that me as the chair of this commission needs to stop her when she appears to be campaigning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's the law.
Thank you.
You follow the law?
okay, can I
Told
respond
you.
to that? Because that is the code that she gave me last time that she's supposedly accusing me of violating. It is code 8314A. And this states that it's illegal for a public official to campaign on county time. However, I am not an elected state, local officer, nor appointee, nor an employee, nor a consultant of the county. Therefore, I have a right. This is my constitutional right. Council, I would like to inform you that you are violating my rights. I would like an apology. You are violating U.S. Code 18, Section 242, which says it's illegal to use the color of law to violate my constitutional rights.
Dr. Hobbs.
Please pause my time.
1 second. Our counsel was going to say something.
I'm happy to cite that to respond as well. Government Code Section 8314 Subdivision A in full states, it is unlawful for any elected state or local officer, including any state or local appointee, employee or consultant, to use or permit others to use public resources for campaign activity.
Boom! Where's the applause now? Look how quiet they are now. Look at that. Oh, they were wrong. Look at that. Oh, look at this guy. He's so mad he was wrong. He clapped so loud.
I can't hear because people are talking.
Sure am. Sure am.
Very interruptive. We can't make out anything.
I just love seeing when you guys are so wrong like that.
When she started back up.
It's going to be on TikTok, too. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah, you'll get extra time.
Okay, but she was addressing the issue that was brought up that was not related to the public.
Of course.
Boom.
Give her 30 more seconds to finish her public.
Just ask for
Thank you, board. So as I was saying, we have a deadline here, and the deadline is fast approaching. I urge you guys, as the commissioners here, to elevate this to the Board of Supervisors and say, we will not allow those public records to be destroyed. We need to investigate this. This needs to, I believe that the Board of Supervisors need to compel and use all force they have behind the law to compel the ROV to hand over these records and to retain them.
Time.
So this is based on the data that I analyzed, which I said is publicly available, and it's my letter to the sheriff, if you want to look it up. And so far, nobody has
No authority.
been able to refute this based on data. If you want to
Oh, I have.
You have to have better data. Show me your data. I'm going to start to my time again, so can you please pause?
Just keep going. You've got about 10 seconds.
Well, I just want to say that this is a violation. This is a pattern of the county council. They will try to threaten and intimidate you and use the color of law. And you guys need to fight and be strong.
Yeah, fight and be strong. Bye. How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
We are working on the deficits that your analysis show, so we will be talking about that at some point in the future. I'd also like to remind this committee that the same thing that happened when it was requested that the board take action against the registrar of voters and her destruction of records from the November 2020 election, that the board made the decision not to follow through on that because they do not have jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction.
Also includes our duty as officers to prohibit that. And so if you read further down in the code section, it's on your Facebook page, it says that the public officers should not allow it to happen. So that would be our chair's role. Well, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Time.
Your time's up.
She wasn't campaigning.
Time.
She gave her website for her campaign.
That's information.
Don't lie to my face, brother. Do not lie to my face. I am not one of these sheep who believes your bullshit.
We don't care who
No,
you
we're
are.
not going to turn on.
Yeah, you do. You all really do.
So if I come up here and say Laura Hobbs can.
Point of order.
That's, I can identify
Point
myself
of
any way that I
order.
want.
Campaigning.
I can come up here and say, Laura Hobbs, I'm a cat and I like to use a little box.
Point
Okay,
of
so-
order.
Look at, is this a meltdown right now?
Point.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Is this a public meltdown? How embarrassing.
Mr. Douglas Frank.
Can't wait to hear this.
This is an agenda item. I understand I have a longer time than 3 minutes. Oh, this isn't the agenda, so,
Public comment.
okay, then I'll keep it to public comment and the agenda item is later? Gotcha. All right, thank you for correcting me. I'll just comment a couple of things. It's never okay to sacrifice election integrity for convenience. Okay? You don't give away the election to make sure that every person can vote.
And nobody has.
Excuse me, sir. Get a haircut. The jurisdiction.
Get some hair.
Christian, can you keep your mouth quiet?
Sure, I will.
Okay, and everybody try to refrain from making rude comments. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
The thing about Shasta County, this is my second time speaking in this place. I'm proud of Shasta County. I was conceived here, so I'm proud of this place. But what is particularly important is the people here, the citizens, are doing their job. Their job is to police the integrity of the voter rolls. Urson Russell brought up the notion, the fact when vote call was brought into effect in 2016, it essentially eliminated the accountability on the integrity of the voter rolls. That's always been the constitutional obligation and right of the citizens to do. Well, in this county, a group of citizens 2 years ago, I know I helped them do this, discovered at least 350, I think it's closer to 400 now, suspicious cases of voter fraud or illegal voting. They are investigating that. I've met with your sheriff, I didn't meet with your sheriff, I met with your investigators and one of your deputies, and we've shown it to them, and there's an actual case number in place. So this is a public process being driven by the citizens that you need to listen to. Those cases are being investigated right now. And as we bring you cases of fraud and bring you cases of illegal voting, you're going to have to address it. And the core problem, the reason it's possible and the reason it exists is because, as Urson pointed out, you are no longer in control of your voter rolls. Multiple people have access to your voter rolls. In my later presentation, I will show you how, because of that, your voter rolls are now centrally controlled. So that's what that'll be about. But what's important about this, what's important to me right now that you understand, is this is not a government action that's taking place by government officials. This is a government action taking place by we the people, the actual government, the sovereigns. We're not coming to you asking for permission. You work for us. We are coming to you as citizens and saying, we have a serious problem with our elections. Here's the evidence. Here's the case number. We have a case number. We have probable cause. You have a serious issue. And you cannot sacrifice our constitutional rights to our votes by using a system which disenfranchises us from that constitutional right. So we're going to be asking you, which you already took action. I see I have 30 seconds. That's what that beep means? Okay, thanks. your Board of Commissioners recognized that the integrity of your elections was under threat, which is why they took action last year. And I understand that the state doesn't like that, and they're coming after you. Why would the state care so much how you ran your elections? That's an interesting question as well.
So I think this whole thing is stupid and pointless. The fact that we're even having the power on in this building right now to do this makes absolutely no sense to me. I know that you three, Ronnie and Lisa and Bev, strongly supported the recall of Leonard Modi. And now you're up here because you got radicalized by all this election fraud bullcrap. You're not actually helping the county. When you bring in people like this charlatan over here with his little charts and his little graphs trying to convince you that the election was stolen while you go to his little seminars and pay him your hard-earned money is ridiculous. He is making a fool out of all of you. That's what he's doing. And the fact that you're even talking about voter fraud and election integrity, you guys realize that the only time you talk about that is when you lose elections? So how on earth is there only voter fraud when you guys don't win? That is just simple basic logic. Trump said a thing at some point, and you guys were all so entitled and so mad that you didn't win that you just wanted to believe it. It's called willful ignorance. That is what you are. That is what all of you are, is willfully ignorant. You guys didn't complain when Kevin Cry won. You didn't complain when Chris Kellstrom won. There was no voter fraud there. Why is there voter fraud here now?
They won despite the fraud.
Oh yeah, no, that's your BS argument to, oh my God. That is, see, you guys always just make up another thing. Another thing. There's always another thing to say that's not the damn truth. And I am sick of it. I have been coming to these meetings dealing with these idiots for years now. You idiots believing all this crap. I need to believe as a human, as a member of this community for the last 30 years that there is some semblance of sanity left in the people of this community. And I do not see it with this current gaggle of sheep. No, I'm from here. I'm not going anywhere. And you guys know that. You know I'm not going anywhere.
Then please address the commission.
I just was. But they were talking to me, so I was responding. I think I should be allowed to do that.
Keep it going.
All right. Anyways, that's all I needed to say. And I meant every word of that. You guys are being ridiculous. You're wasting their time. You're wasting their time. You're wasting all of our time. If there is election fraud, actually prove it.